There's more to George Washington than being the first president of the United States. The name George Washington is synonymous with the birth of a nation. He's seen as an iconic figure, a symbol of America's strive for independence and the embodiment of its earliest ideals. Yet there's a depth to this man that often lies obscured beneath the surface of his well-known persona. George Washington, the first U.S. president, is more than just a figurehead on our dollar bill or a name in our history books. He's a man of complexities and contradictions, a man whose life was marked by formidable challenges and significant achievements. But how much do we really know about him? Beyond the iconic status, beyond the familiar face, lies a world filled with untold stories and lesser-known facts about this enigmatic figure. So, come along as we journey back in time, peeling back the layers of history. Before we reveal George's business, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you here. Welcome, and hit the notification bell as well so you do not miss a video. Now let's dive in. Fact number 1. The beginning. Our journey begins in 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia. Here, in a modest farmhouse, George Washington was born as the first child to Mary Ball Washington and Augustine Washington, joining a lineage of prosperous planters. Fact number 2. The early years. His father's untimely demise left young George without a formal education. However, this did not stifle his curiosity or ambition. Instead, he was homeschooled, learning the ins and outs of tobacco farming and estate management. This early exposure to the realities of plantation life was instrumental in shaping his practical and hardworking nature. His half-brother, Lawrence Washington, played a crucial role in his upbringing, instilling in him the values of integrity, leadership, and duty. These early years were far from the grandeur and gravity of the presidency, yet they were foundational in molding the character of the man who would one day lead a nation. Little did the young Washington know he was destined for greatness. Fact number 3. The French and Indian War. Fast forward to 1754, where Washington's military career began. It was during the French and Indian War when we first saw George Washington in military action, a young man stepping into the vast theater of conflict and power. A lieutenant colonel at the tender age of 22, Washington led his first military expedition during this war. The mission? To defend the Ohio River Valley against French encroachment. His leadership and bravery were evident, despite the fact that he found himself in a precarious situation more than once. His role in this war was not simple nor straightforward. He experienced both victories and defeats, faced harsh wilderness, and grappled with the complexities of military strategy. Yet throughout it all, he remained resolute, his courage unwavering. And while the French and Indian War ended in 1763, for Washington, it was far from the end. It was in fact the spark that ignited his military career. This war was just the beginning of Washington's military career. Fact number 4. The Revolutionary War. Washington wasn't just a soldier, he was a leader. George Washington's role in the Revolutionary War was pivotal. He was appointed as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, and his leadership was instrumental in the fight for American independence. Washington was not a traditional military strategist. His strategies were often unconventional, yet effective. He understood the importance of morale, and often led his men into battle, standing shoulder to shoulder with them, sharing their hardships. He knew when to fight, and when to retreat, when to stand ground, and when to surprise the enemy. His leadership was not just about winning battles. He held his army together through the grueling winter at Valley Forge, through defeat and despair, through shortages of food and supplies. His charisma, resolve, and unwavering commitment to the cause inspired his men to keep fighting. Washington's leadership was a beacon of hope in the darkest hours of the Revolutionary War. Against all odds, Washington led the Continental Army to victory. Fact number 5. The first president. In 1789, George Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States by the Electoral College. As the first president of the United States, he faced uncharted territory. He had to build a government from scratch, navigate foreign policies, and create a sense of national unity. His decisions would not only affect his term in office, but also lay the groundwork for the nation's future. Washington's presidency was marked by a careful, deliberate approach. He understood the weight of each decision and the importance of setting precedents. This is evident in his establishment of the cabinet system and his decision to step down after 2 terms. His impact on the nation was profound. He guided the young country through its early struggles, steering it away from becoming a monarchy and towards becoming a democracy. His leadership style, characterized by integrity and pragmatism, played a crucial role in shaping the United States. He was re-elected for a second term in 1792. Washington set a standard for all future presidents. Fact number 6. Social interactions. Perceived by some as distant and aloof, George Washington actually embraced enjoyment and social interaction. Numerous records depict him enthusiastically dancing into the wee hours at balls, cotillions, and gatherings. He had a genuine fondness for theater, regularly attending diverse plays throughout his lifetime. Despite the prevailing formalities of the 18th century, especially in interactions between men and women, Washington stood out as a personable and attentive communicator, particularly with women. Fact number 7. The truth about his teeth. Washington ruined his teeth using them to crack walnut shells. The dentures he had were made out of lots of things, but not wood. Instead, they came largely from human teeth, pulled from the mouths of the poor and his enslaved workers. They also came from ivory, cow teeth, and lead. He had a little spring inside the dentures that helped them open and close. The fake teeth caused him great discomfort, and were one of the reasons he rarely smiled. He had to have his morning hoe cakes and syrup, chosen for their softness, cut into tiny pieces to make them easier to eat. Fact number 8. He had no biological children, but he was a father figure to many. The Washingtons had no biological children together, but when Washington married Martha Custis, a wealthy young widow, he became the legal guardian of her 2 younger children. 4-year-old John Parke Custis, known as Jackie, and 2-year-old Martha Parke Custis, known as Patsy. He was extremely fond of them and was bereft when 17-year-old Patsy died of an epileptic seizure. As a father figure, he was especially fond of dispensing advice via letters, on everything from education to romance. He nagged his stepson to have more discipline with his studies, and warned his granddaughter against marrying for the wrong reasons. "Love is a mighty pretty thing, but like all other delicious things, it is cloying," he wrote, adding that it is too dainty a food to live upon alone. Fact number 9. The farewell address. In 1796, Washington made a decision that shocked the nation. Choosing not to seek a third term, he established a precedent that would shape the future of the presidency. But his farewell address did more than just announce his retirement. It was a thoughtful and profound reflection on the state of the newly formed nation. A heartfelt message to its citizens. Washington spoke about the importance of national unity, and warned against the dangers of political parties and foreign alliances. He urged his fellow citizens to cherish public credit, observe good faith and justice in dealing with nations, and promote institutions for the general diffusion of knowledge. His words held wisdom that transcended his time, providing guidance for the generations to come. It's a testament to his foresight and his deep understanding of the challenges the young nation would face. Washington's farewell address remains one of the most influential documents in American history. Fact number 10. His legacy. George Washington left an indelible mark on the United States. His influence echoes through the ages, shaping the country and its leaders even today. Washington's legacy is as vast as it is varied, encompassing both his political achievements and personal virtues. As the first president, he set a precedent for the office, establishing foundational practices that guide the presidency to this day. From his voluntary stepping down after 2 terms, to his emphasis on neutrality and foreign affairs, Washington's choices continue to influence American policy. Beyond the political realm, Washington's personal qualities also left a lasting impact. His integrity, humility, and dedication to service are often held as a standard for aspiring leaders. His farewell address remains a symbol of his wisdom and foresight. Washington is the only president to have his face on U.S. currency during his lifetime. His portrait appeared on the $1 bill in 1869. Washington set many precedents during his presidency, including the title Mr. President, the 2-term limit, and the tradition of the inaugural address. The legacy of George Washington is not just in the history books but in the heart of America itself. It is seen in the ideals the country upholds and in the leaders it chooses. George Washington, a man of many talents, remains an iconic figure in American history. And there you have it, 10 fascinating facts about George Washington, a man whose contributions laid the foundation for the United States as we know it today. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.